Next, let's talk a little bit about approaching our communications. So just some quick tips. We always recommend fewer words, be concise but not terse. When you can, use visuals to tell the story. If you've got a lot of tools out there, PPM tools, we'll have visuals that can help you tell that story in an easy way. Keep it very actionable, and because your executive may need to share that information, keep the deliverable shareable. Put it in this PowerPoint so they can have it on hand, they can review it, and they can socialize it with their peers or their management team as well. One other tip we'd say, and we've fallen into this pit ourselves through our career, and that is beware of the rabbit hole of details. And you might have experienced this if you've tried to present to an executive team in the past and you've just put the wrong detail or too much detail is very often what happens in a slide or something you're showing to an executive. And when I've done it from a place where I want to provide information. I want to demonstrate that I've done my homework. I know the details inside and out. And so maybe I put a little bit of that extra detail in the slide to demonstrate that I know what I'm talking about. The problem is too much detail or the wrong detail in the executive conversation is a complete distraction. And so what you want to do is when you have the conversation, you want to start broad and then start to zero in on specifics. So be careful about putting specific numbers or details in there if they're not specifically part of the story. And if you can, recommend putting that later in the story. If you start off with the slide and you've got 3 numbers on it, executives probably going to say, what are those 3 numbers? Why do you have those 3 numbers? What do those 3 numbers mean? Where did you get those? Can I rely on those numbers? And so I'd say be very careful about how you put details in those, especially the early part of that conversation. You can avoid this a little bit by sticking with more with statistics and trends and that kind of thing. And it's still a very good idea to have that detail in case the executive wants to drill down and demonstrate that you do have all the detail to back it up. Just recommend keeping those in your back pocket, maybe as backup slides or an appendix or something like that.